What's going on, peeps? Today's video is going to be my recommendation of one of my favorite films of all time. It's Sexy Beast. Now, before I get started, let me just say my channel is primarily video games and movies. I like to do recommendations of both new and old. And this one is an older film, but I have to talk about it. This is one of my favorite movies, and let me explain why.
Talk to me, gal. I'm here for you.
So number one, I love gangster films, whether it's Godfather 1, 2, or 3, Goodfellas, Scarface, Carlito's Way, Untouchables, Killing Them Softly, A Bronx Tale. I can go on and on. I just love crime dramas. I think they're really not done too often, and sometimes not even done well, but the good ones are classics. I can go from Donnie Brasco all the way to A Bronx Tale, where the gangster part of it is kind of like the subplot. I love them all. This movie in particular is really different because it's not an Italian-American gangster or Latin-American gangsters. It doesn't deal with that. It doesn't deal with Americans at all. It's actually gangsters from England, and most of the story takes place in Spain. Now, most times, I don't like to give a synopsis about what's going on when I do a review, because I think a review should just be your opinion on it. If you want a synopsis, you check out the trailer, you watch a preview. I don't want to give too much because I hate when people spoil films for me, especially on reviews. I just want to know if it's good or not. But in this case, I want to give a brief synopsis. And mainly because you're probably going to have a couple of issues with the film, so I want to prepare you first. So the first thing I want to prepare you for is their accent. They do not, it's an English film, they speak English, but they don't speak American English. So if you're not accustomed to hearing that, and I don't mean like Americans trying to do British accents, I mean like mostly British accents, and it's a little different than what we're accustomed to. So I would recommend when you watch it, put the subtitles on.
You're the problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onkin jamrag, arkin spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you.
It's not like Angelina Jolie trying to talk like Laura Croft.
Take the offer before it expires.
No.
Then I will have to force you.
So pretty much what the story's about, you are the main character in the film. It goes by the name of Gal Dove. And pretty much they don't really explain it. They don't go into the origins of it, but you pretty much get the idea that he is a master at being a thief, and he was involved with a lot of organized crime, and that he also spent some time in prison for it. So the movie picks up pretty much where he's just living a life. He's on vacation for life. He's retired, but he lives in this beautiful Spanish villa, and he's sitting by his pool, just chilling with his suntan and his, skimpy little Speedo thing that he's rocking or whatever. So he's chilling. He's there with his wife, and then he also has two friends, obviously from England, that have also retired and moved down with him to Spain. And you see them, they go out, they have dinner, they hang out together. So here he is living the life. After everything that he's done, he's there at the pool with this Spanish kid that kind of helps him around the house. And of course he has his wife, Dee Dee. And they also allude to the fact that she's an ex-porn star. So you kind of get an idea of what kind of world these people were living in. And then his two friends, which they don't give any origins or any background on them really, which is H, and then you have Jackie. So those are the four people pretty much just retired and living the life. And all of a sudden, someone from their past, played by Ben Kingsley, by the name of Don Logan, decides to pop up in their life. And that's when the story changes. So in the beginning, you kind of have this, and a lot of gangster films do this. The best gangster films do this, where in the beginning, you see the celebration. You see the wedding in The Godfather, or you see in Goodfellas how Henry Hill was coming up, and you see that same kind of beginning celebration of life. And then you start to see that there are consequences for the things that these people have done or are doing. And Don Logan is essentially the consequence of what Gal Dove has been kind of celebrating in the beginning of the film. So it's kind of, in a sense, his demons or his past coming back to haunt him. And that is a theme that is played out throughout the film. So just to give you a little bit more on the Ben Kingsley character, because I know that's probably going to be the obvious standout performance of the movie.
Yes, 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 yes!
He pretty much plays like an underworld, kind of like a recruiter for like organized crime in London. And he's a sociopath. He's totally like violent and very intimidating. And he kind of reminds me of Joe Pesci in Goodfellas and in Casino, because he has that same kind of small guy. He's not a big guy, but he's the kind of guy that you know is going to take it way further than a normal person would take it as far as any kind of confrontation is concerned. And again, it goes back to what I was saying, where they don't give you everything about the characters in the film, but you kind of get the idea that Don has done some really despicable things because these people are terrified of him. And initially, when you see the film, you're going to think, wow, Ben Kingsley is the best. He's definitely the star of the film, and he's the one that's doing the best job. But I kind of disagree. After seeing the movie like 50 times, I want to say that my favorite character in the film is played by Ray Winstone, which is the main character, Gal Dove. I just think he kind of gives you this impression that at one point he was a tough, kind of badass guy, but that's no longer in him anymore. And a lot of that acting is in the subtleties of his facial expressions and just the way he presents himself. And throughout the film, it's not so much that he's trying to get back into this world. He's actually doing the exact opposite. And that's the dynamic between him and Don Logan, the Ben Kingsley character, is that they are constantly at odds as to whether he's going to do a job that they want him to do. And where you have like other films, like let's say in Carlito's Way, where the theme is kind of similar, where it's this guy who lived a life who's trying to get out of that life and is being pulled back in.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
That's essentially what this story is about, but the presentation is so much different. The way it's filmed is different. Even the way Don Logan tells them the story as to how they came up with the job that they're going to do is done totally different, really cool. And I highly, highly recommend it. Every actor in the film is spot on, very mysterious. Every single one of them, you look at them and they kind of give you little tidbits here and there about who that person and who that character is, but they never give you everything. So you can only kind of gather what the information that they've given you and kind of imagine what it is or who it is they were. And I think when movies are able to do that, where you walk away from the film and you don't have a lot of unanswered questions, but they don't give you everything, they don't force feed you anything, and you kind of leave it up to your imagination. I think those are the best type of films that don't give you everything, but give you just enough so where you can still use your imagination and still say, hey, that's pretty cool. I cannot stress how great the acting is in this film. I think, like I said, Ray Winstone, I think for me, he's a standout. But then you have Ben Kingsley as a standout. And then the other actors in the film, you have Ian McShane playing Teddy Bass. Now, Teddy Bass turns out to be an unexpected character later on in the film. And he does a great job in that role. You have Amanda Redman, who plays Dee Dee, which I think for a lot of people, Dee Dee is going to be their favorite character. You also have Kevin Kendall as H, and you have Julianne White as Jackie. And they do a really, really great job, all of them. I can't stress how great I thought the acting was in this film. I don't know if it's only because these people were great actors, or maybe because there was also some great directing in the film by Jonathan Glazer. So overall, the cast of the film and everything that they did as far as the cinematography and everything is just definitely worth mentioning. And I think it made me want to go out and seek out other films that these people were in. Now, if I had to give this movie a rating, like a review from 1 to 10, I would give this movie a solid 9.5. I like it that much. If you look at Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, the reviews aren't quite as high, so maybe I'm a little biased, but it is one of my favorite movies. Every single time I watch it, I discover something new about it, and that's one of the reasons why I hold it in such high regards. Right now, as of, I don't know, we're July, I think 16th or something like that, 2015. Right now, it is playing on HBO, so if you have HBO, go on to HBO Go and check it out. If not, I would highly recommend that you pick up the film. So if you're looking for a good film, if you're looking for something different, I gotta warn you, it's different. It's not the typical kind of American film you're used to. But if you are looking for something different, something with a really good soundtrack and just a great organized crime drama, this is the movie for you, guaranteed. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Mastermind out.
No! No, 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 no! No! No, 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 no! No!
Thank you once again for watching. If you enjoyed this video and other videos, please don't forget to click subscribe on the screen and tune in for more videos. Thanks again for watching. Mastermind out.